On a cold winter evening in February, the city of Milan became the center of global attention. The opening ceremony of the Milano Cortina Winter Games was not only the beginning of a major sporting event, but also a cultural celebration watched by millions of people around the world. The opening ceremony of the Winter Games is always designed to be more than a formal introduction to the competitions. It is a symbolic performance that reflects the identity of the host nation, presenting its culture, traditions, and artistic creativity to a global audience. For Italy, hosting the Milano Cortina Winter Games represented an opportunity to showcase its rich heritage while embracing modern innovation.
Unlike many previous Olympic Games, the Milano Cortina edition adopted a distributed model. Events were not limited to a single city but spread across several locations in northern Italy, including Milan, Cortina d'Ampezzo, and other alpine venues. As the show began, the stadium lights dimmed and a soft orchestral melody filled the air. The first sequence of the ceremony was dedicated to winter itself.
Performers dressed in white and silver entered the arena, representing snowflakes drifting across mountain landscapes. Their movements were slow and graceful at first, echoing the quiet beauty of snowfall in the Alps. Gradually, the music intensified, and the choreography became more energetic, symbolizing the dynamic spirit of winter sports. Large digital screens and projections transformed the stadium floor into a moving canvas. At one moment, the audience saw the snowy peaks of the Dolomites. At another moment, the arena displayed flowing rivers, forests, and historic Italian cities.
The technology used in the ceremony allowed the entire stadium to become a stage where landscapes and stories could appear and disappear in seconds.
Soon after the opening artistic sequence, one of the most beloved traditions of the Olympic Games began: the Parade of Nations. Athletes from around the world entered the stadium carrying their national flags. Each delegation represented years of preparation, dedication, and sacrifice. For many athletes, simply participating in the Olympic Games is the culmination of a lifelong dream. The Parade of Nations is always one of the most emotional moments of the ceremony, because it reminds viewers that the Olympic Games bring together countries from every part of the world.
In an era often characterized by political tension and international competition, the image of athletes walking side by side under their flags offers a powerful message of unity. After the athletes took their places inside the stadium, the ceremony moved toward its artistic center. Italy has always been known for its deep connection to music. From opera houses to modern pop and classical compositions, Italian music has played an important role in shaping the global cultural landscape.
For this reason, the organizers invited several internationally recognized musicians to perform during the ceremony. Among them was one of Italy's most celebrated voices, Laura Pausini.
Laura Pausini has built an extraordinary international career. Since her breakthrough in the early 1990s, she has become one of the most successful Italian singers in history.
Her music has reached audiences not only in Europe, but also in Latin America, North America, and many other parts of the world. She has recorded songs in multiple languages and has received numerous prestigious awards, including Grammy and Latin Grammy honors.
What makes Laura Pausini particularly remarkable is her ability to communicate emotion through her voice. Her performances often convey a sense of sincerity and vulnerability that resonates deeply with listeners. For the opening ceremony, her appearance was carefully planned as one of the most emotional moments of the evening. When the time for her performance arrived, the stadium lights dimmed once again. A single spotlight illuminated the center of the stage. The first notes of a piano melody echoed across the arena, creating a quiet and reflective atmosphere. The audience fell silent as Laura Pausini stepped onto the stage. Standing alone under the spotlight, she began to sing. Her voice started softly, almost like it carried through the winter air. Gradually, the arrangement expanded as strings and orchestral instruments joined the piano.
The music slowly built in intensity, filling the stadium with a powerful emotional resonance. Behind her, the massive screens displayed images representing the themes of the Olympic Games: athletes training, mountains glowing under sunrise light, and people from different cultures meeting and celebrating together. The choreography surrounding Pausini was deliberately minimal. Rather than overwhelming the audience with complex staging, the creative directors allowed the performance to focus on the music and the voice. This artistic choice proved to be extremely effective. In a stadium full of advanced technology and spectacular visuals, the most powerful moment became the simplicity of a single voice expressing emotion.
As the song approached its climax, the orchestra reached a full crescendo. Lights expanded outward across the stadium, creating waves of illumination that moved through the audience. Thousands of spectators held up small lights and phones, transforming the crowd into a sea of glowing points that surrounded the stage like a constellation.
For a few moments, the entire stadium seemed united by the rhythm of the music. When the final note faded, the audience remained silent for a brief second before erupting into applause. The emotional impact of the performance was unmistakable.
But the ceremony continued. Following the musical performances, the program moved into a sequence celebrating Italian creativity and innovation. Performers representing different eras of Italian culture entered the stage. Dancers, designers, and musicians collaborated in a series of visual tableaux inspired by art, architecture, and fashion. One segment paid tribute to the Renaissance, the historical period that transformed Italy into one of the world's cultural centers. Another celebrated modern Italian design and technology.
Throughout the ceremony, visual projections continued to transform the stadium floor. At one moment, the arena resembled an alpine slope where skiers and snowboarders seemed to glide across the stage. At another moment, digital snowstorms swept across the stadium in dazzling patterns of light. The creative direction of the ceremony emphasized the relationship between nature and human creativity. The mountains of northern Italy are not only natural landscapes, but also symbols of exploration, endurance, and adventure. These themes resonate deeply with winter sports, where athletes must confront extreme conditions in pursuit of excellence. As the ceremony approached its conclusion, attention shifted toward the most symbolic moment of the evening, the lighting of the Olympic cauldron.
The Olympic flame represents a tradition that dates back to ancient Greece. In modern times, the flame is lit in Olympia and carried across countries before arriving at the host city. During the opening ceremony, the flame is used to ignite the Olympic cauldron, marking the official beginning of the Games. Inside the stadium, the final torchbearer entered carrying the flame. The crowd rose to its feet as the athlete walked slowly across the arena. Music built gradually in the background, increasing the sense of anticipation.
When the torch reached the base of the cauldron, the athlete lifted it high. A burst of flame ignited the structure, sending fire upward into the night sky.
At that exact moment, fireworks exploded above the stadium, illuminating the skyline of Milan.
The Milano Cortina Winter Games were officially open. For spectators inside the stadium and viewers watching around the world, the ceremony represented the beginning of a global celebration. But beyond the spectacle of fireworks and performances, the event carried a deeper meaning. Large international events like the Olympic Games serve an important cultural function. They create rare moments when the world gathers to celebrate shared values such as perseverance, excellence, and cooperation.
Athletes train for years to reach the Olympic stage. Their dedication represents the highest level of human determination and discipline.
Yet the Games are not only about competition, they are also about cultural exchange.
When musicians perform during the ceremony, they bring artistic expression into the narrative of the Games. Music has the unique ability to transcend language barriers and connect people emotionally. Laura Pausini's performance during the ceremony captured this idea perfectly. Her voice carried a message that could be understood regardless of nationality or language. The combination of music, art, and sport created a powerful reminder that global events can unite people through shared experiences.
For Italy, hosting the Winter Games was an opportunity to present its culture to the world in a modern and inspiring way.
The ceremony demonstrated how tradition and innovation can coexist. Historic artistic influences appeared alongside cutting-edge technology. Classical orchestral music blended with modern staging and digital effects. The result was a ceremony that felt both timeless and contemporary.
In the days following the event, commentators around the world discussed the impact of the ceremony.
Many praised the balance between spectacle and emotion. While the production featured impressive technological elements, the most memorable moments were often the simplest ones, such as the quiet beginning of Laura Pausini's song.
These moments reminded audiences that authenticity and emotion are often more powerful than elaborate visual effects.
Events like the Winter Games opening ceremony hold a significance that extends far beyond sports. They create moments when the world pauses to witness something together. In a time when global communication often highlights conflict and division, ceremonies like this offer a different narrative. They demonstrate that collaboration between nations is possible.
Athletes from different countries compete fiercely on the field of play, yet they share the same respect for discipline, dedication, and fair competition. Artists and musicians contribute another dimension to this message. Through music and performance, they remind us that creativity belongs to all cultures and can connect people across borders.
Laura Pausini's performance during the ceremony symbolized this connection. Her voice, heard by millions of viewers across continents, became part of a shared emotional experience.
Moments like these illustrate the true value of international events. They inspire new generations, encourage cultural understanding, and remind us that the world can still gather around common dreams. And in that sense, the opening ceremony of the Milano Cortina Winter Games was not just the start of a sporting competition, it was a celebration of humanity itself.